alive. Allegedly. So originally I was gonna start this a little earlier today, but things happened on my end. They were doing also some work on the internet lines around here, so the connection was spotty. So this won't be as long as I originally intended, probably. It'll probably be like an hour, give or take. Obviously we're going to be doing 7 today. I did do a test. It should be fine. I shouldn't have any problems, but we'll see. Crazier things have happened. Actually, let me start booting up the game now, turn this off, and then I'm going to give them a call in just a second. What is this? Oh, it was a Steam notification just for a sale. Damn, somebody's playing through the game right now, too, that isn't me. It's crazy. I thought only I played this game. Ugh, God. Oh, shit, it didn't save my fucking settings from earlier. I set this thing to be... Like, I changed the settings. I was like, alright, I got the settings all situated, and the game's like, okay, but what if I just ignored everything, or just forgot everything you put in, and just reset myself anyway? And that's what it did. So, let me pull this image down, so we don't need it anymore. Oh, cool. It's actually where it should be. It didn't fuck up the visual. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, train's gonna be running a little late. So, this is pretty much blind, essentially, this run, because, I have not played Remake at all, and I haven't played 7 in a long time. But I know this is changes from 7, because we've talked about that before on stream. No, I don't want to quit the game. Ah! Oh, no. God, that is loud, that fucking ringer. I figured Sabo would pick up because he's right there. So that's fun, so I'll come back to that later. Alright, let's just get started while we wait. Well, we're not going to do a head start, we're just going to do normal, new game. I should move the chat slightly so I can see if I need it. I don't have this running on my SSD, so that'll be fun. So there might be some, like, hiccups in cutscenes. So I did notice some hiccups in cutscenes, like this. Oh, my cat went out of the room. 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright. I didn't even really watch the full cutscene. I kind of just ran it and then went right to combat. Ah, it's just like New York. A mess. Man, this park is fucked up. Oop. See a notification. Hold on. No. That was one of them giving me a message. Nope. I know at some point Discord will just shut itself off from the call. Oh, hi, Aerith. Man, that's very much like New York. Get fucking shoulder checked. Oh, there goes that flower. That's a pretty good transition into the game, the gameplay from the cinematics of the gameplay. Blech. I know how to speak. Shut up. Always did like their little helmets. He's got stomach bug again.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hello. The opening sweeping cutscene just finished, and now, well, for the most part, now we're just watching a bunch of Shinra guys get their shit kicked in.
Okay.
We haven't seen Cloud or Barrett yet. Oh, never mind, there's Barrett.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's friend Barrett.
Yeah, all I did for testing this to make sure it would run is I just, like, beat up, like, the first 2 sets of dupes, and that was about it.
Hey, if it works.
So we should be good.
I'd like to believe that.
How you doing?
It's been a week.
That's fair, honestly.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Well, that's good at least. Ugh.
Matt, also for you, we're playing on normal mode, no head start. That's it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because I saw the head start option, I'm like, that's cute, but I don't know, that doesn't feel like something I'd want to do.
You can call it streamer mode, it's fine.
It kind of is when you think about it. Streamer, journalist, whichever you so choose.
It's useless normie mode. Is what it is.
One thing I know about this game, though, is since I originally set up the stuff for it to be, like, immediate for me to pop in, is that the game does sometimes... it might forget your settings, or at least maybe it did because I didn't, like, go into gameplay. I just turned on the options, set up my options, and left. But who knows? I did notice that Cloud has 2 stances in this game.
Yes.
Only gets 1 speed, 1's power.
Yeah, part of what the gimmick of, like, every character does play differently.
Yeah, which I do know they all play differently, which is cool. I do like that. I haven't gotten to touch them yet, but I just know they do.
You'll probably like Tifa the best.
Considering she's probably speedy and punchy, yeah.
You got this.
That's like my favorite fucking kind of gameplay.
She's also weirdly a tank.
Huh. Interesting.
That's because she has... So, part of the thing is, I guess to call it kind of like trails. In that every characters have like the spells they can equip through materia, but they also have like innate abilities that are that aren't quite limit break. That some of them were limit breaks, but like some of Cloud's ability, like for lack of a better term, because I can't remember what the game calls them, crafts, are some of the limit breaks that Cloud had in the original. And Tifa has one that's a self heal.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So Barrett is technically meant to be more of a tank because he actually has like other abilities that are related to reducing damage that don't rely on having like heal material equipped. I will say this, pro tip: swap out your material often.
Watch me forget.
Or like, so when you max out a level, when you've leveled it up, you should swap out to like the next thing because or like a unleveled one. So like if you have a fire that's at level 2 or level 3, you should get your other level, like your level 1 fire up because yeah, you'll probably need them all.
Where is my material? Is that just not unlocked yet?
It's probably not unlocked yet.
Okay. No shocker, obviously this game does look really good. No surprise, no shock.
Yeah, I mean it took them like 8 years to make it, so...
Yeah, and it's a Square game. Square games usually look good. Even if I'm not a fan of the art direction, they usually like are good at what they're trying to do, you know? When I say the art direction, is obviously I'm not talking about this game. I'm talking about stuff like, say, like 16.
I was gonna say, because this game's art direction is pretty much the same as the originals, it's just higher fidelity makes it more obvious that they're, that this is fake New York City.
What was his name again?
Oh yeah, I literally made a joke saying like, ah, look, it's a mess, just like New York. Before you came in, when they were doing like the sweep of the city.
Like the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
I mean, yeah, it's heavily based around, I mean, you can, it's one of those things where
We're done.
the certain cities just have such iconic architecture, you can sort of tell as soon as you see a part of it, it's like, oh yeah, I can see where you scanned this from.
Yeah, this is definitely like, this is American infrastructure, I can tell.
It's like, when I first played Devil May Cry 5. Well, actually, no, from the first trailer for, like, Devil May Cry 5, I was like, they scanned bits of London, gotcha.
Even that one, even though I've never been there, I was like, oh, this is definitely, like
This is
England, European, like, it's not
Yeah.
American.
I knew from the second, it's like, that's London.
But you know what I think?
Not interested.
Good old luck. But yeah. It's kind of interesting, this game, because this is probably, like, the best argument for remakes in the modern day.
So, oh, well, yeah, because it does a lot differently. So, like, I'm not anti or necessarily pro remake. It's varies from, like, case to case.
You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gear.
But, like, for example, I would not want a remake like this for, say, Skies of Arcadia. I would want, honestly, just a re-release. I think, actually, what I would want more than anything else than remakes, I would kind of, like, want both re-releases and remakes, so, like, you can still play the old version of the game, because, like, this remake's a little, not quite a straight remake, either.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so, like, I would want, so, for example, I was going to mention that you can play original 7 on the platform I'm playing right now. I don't think I have 7 on my Steam account, though. But, like, you can, like, I can spend, like, I think $20 or something like that, and I can have it, like, right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel say that's the one thing Square's really good at. There's no, let's get rid of the, we're making a new version, let's get rid of the old one.
Which is something a lot of companies do. Surprisingly, Bethesda did not do their fucking stupid remaster of Oblivion.
Probably because removing it from stores would actually be too much effort.
You're probably right.
And which, you know, it might sound just incredibly like cynical, but I don't know, it's Bethesda. They have not earned they've not earned any benefits to any doubts.
Oh yeah, no, I fully agree with that.
They've got years until they can get even the slightest benefit of the doubt, and even then, the way Ray meant as to why this is like probably the best example of like the modern remakes of games is just because it's sold and reviewed really well. Like we've had some other like big remakes that have had similar things, like Silent Hill 2 and Dead Space specifically, are like the other like ones that came to mind where everyone was like, "Oh, this game not only is good, it's not only just a good remake, it's just a good game still."
Yeah.
Probably like, but I don't think any of them have still have the cultural impact of 7, because 7 bizarrely has still had massive cultural impact.
Yeah, to the point where like the people who like the direction of like the newer Final Fantasy stuff, which I'm not a fan of, get mad over this game or like they should move past 7. I'm like, I don't think they really can, considering its cultural impact.
They have moved past 7.
No. What I mean is like what I mean is like the more to the fans, not so much the devs. Sorry, I should have like more.
Oh, okay. I mean,
it's kind of hard to move past like a game like 7, like for a fandom.
It's not even that. It's that fans fans never move past the old shit. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are they on about? Like, especially in like a franchise like Final Fantasy, where like every game is different, not just in terms of gameplay mechanics,
Gameplay,
but, like,
world, story,
settings, style, characters. Like the only thing that's consistent is generally the art design from 7 onwards. But that's only mostly because they've just stuck with Nomura for character designs until very recently.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So the thing with Final Fantasy is, because every game is so radically different. Every game will have like its haters and its lovers.
Yeah. I mean, heck, I'm one of the people that is. I jokingly refer to myself as the Final Fantasy VIII apologist, because I do like 8.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Take a potion real quick because I'm a little banged up. Oh, I can't take downside combat?
You can. You just have to go into your menu, I think.
It's giving me like the fart noises when I try to hit the A button on it.
Have you got potions?
I got 14 of them.
Are you at full health?
No. At least I wasn't. Hold on. Did they heal after combat? No, I'm at 520 out of 1,200. No, 1,026.
Hang on, let me boot up the stream. Since Saber's not here to do it for me. Prick. Yeah. Maybe you can't do it for.
Maybe it is a combat only thing. I don't know.
It's not combat only. You can definitely do it. It's just.
Wait. Oh, I can just do it here.
Oh, in the quick menu. Yeah, that makes sense.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah, I thought
I'll just have to remember that. I'm just used to a lot of like RPGs letting you do it that way, and I'm just brain just used to habit of game doing that, so I was trying to do it that way.
But yeah, so having the argument of like, oh, why can't fans get past this part of the thing? It's like, because that part of the franchise will always have like those dedicated fans. Because there's people who really love 7 who can't stand 8 or who don't like 9 or don't like 10, etc. Or it's the same for every single numbered entry. People always have soft spots for games for whatever reason.
And to be fair, sometimes it can change. Like I was very, very critical on like 10 at one point, and I've softened up on it considerably. I still have points on it, but like I'm not like I would not say I hate 10 like I used to at one point.
Yeah, I think 10 had the I think 10 got into a really weird thing where it was a lot of it went over a lot like people's heads on the first like in the initial playthrough.
I mean, I was pretty young too when I played it, so like a lot of what they were doing, like I didn't quite understand realistically when I think about it.
And I think a lot of 10's other problems is it became very easy for people to pick out on certain elements that you could meme to death, and especially considering it was like this dawn of the angry reviewer. Yeah,
like the
then you have people who devote like. I think the key thing is the laughing scene, right?
Oh yeah.
Because in context, that makes perfect sense. Like it's a forced laugh because it's meant to sound bad and awful. Like,
And-
the whole point of the scene is not that, oh, this is them laughing. This is the whole point. The whole point of the scene is Tina's going, oh, hey, even when everything is dog shit, you just gotta laugh.
We can do this
Yeah.
with you, or we can do this without you.
And
And that makes perfect sense in the context. But once you remove it from that context, people go, oh, look at this game, and it's terrible voice acting.
yeah, and like when you're like, for a lot of people that back then who were like 12, 13, 14 tops that were like ragging on it, then a lot of them aren't gonna understand that. Like I think I was like maybe college and was like, okay, I started to get what they were doing with the laugh.
You know what? Another thing.
And then
I'm
the
gonna
stuff with
point
and then the
out-
stuff with like Jecht being a piece of shit. That wasn't until I was a bit older. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Jecht's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, it turns
But-
out Jack really is a bad dad.
And now I still poke fun at stuff like the whole dream shit because it was very silly and nonsensical but like some stuff that I would rag on was very stupid because I realized, well, that's how you make a story where it's like, how come only they figured out how to use a spaceship? Because they're the main characters, that's why. It's kind of like the thing, it was a stupid criticism that I was making back then, like, on the vein of that stupid Star Wars thing of like, why don't the stormtroopers shoot the heroes? Because if they die, then you don't have a story, you dingus. Like,
And I'll be honest, I think one of the other major reasons as to why 10 has had a reset, or why 10 has had a lot of a revisit for people, is because at the time people were very what's the nice way to phrase this? They were very G4,
Yes.
where you know Japanese therefore evil and
yeah.
let's be horribly racist. Looking at you, whatever your fucking name is.
Because, like, 10 has its issues, like, here and there with its writing, but it is good. Like, stuff where it does feel like it's, like, comically alien and stuff like Type 0, like, some of the stuff in Type 0's writing is kind of fucking wonky. I still will make fun of forever how, like, odd and awkward, like, the stuff in, like, Paradise, Lost Paradise, whatever it was fucking called, is written.
We're gonna kill chaos.
Where, like, you know, like, the whole bit where he, like, puts on the headphones, walks about, and then continues the cutscene, it's like, it felt fucking weird, rather than...
I feel like Stranger in Paradise would have been better if he really was just like this chaos killing autist.
But are you guys close?
I don't know, man. I think Stranger in Paradise would have been... This is the thing, I'm not even sure if Stranger in Paradise is bad. I think Stranger in Paradise...
Stranger in Paradise is a perfectly okay 6-7 out of 10 game. I think, like, the story is dumb as fuck, but the gameplay-wise, I think it's okay. It's basically Neo 2, but just kind of watered down.
You know what, I'll say this. I think the story is dumb, but I think the story is dumb is exactly what the game needs to be, because, like, the whole thing is that, like, it's just really over the top and stupid, right? Like, edgy, because...
Yeah.
Why else do you have buttons that say, like, oh, interrupt the bad guy when he's monologuing?
Which,
And
by
I
the way,
think that's-
I do like that. I do like the interrupt the
Yeah.
bad guy when he's monologuing. That is fucking great.
And I think that as just a base concept, like, that is what they're going for. The game, like, massively succeeds. It's just a case of how much do you want, like, this grimdark Final Fantasy edgelord thing that feels like it belongs like 20 years ago. Like,
It feels like it should have been released
if I say Stranger in Paradise feels like the exact sort of thing that should have been like a Linkin Park AMV.
I was gonna say it feels exactly like a game that should have been released and on the shelf right next to DMC the Dante.
Yeah, but I think unlike that, there is at least a hint of irony with Stranger in Paradise. Like, I think Dante is done without a shred of irony.
Oh yeah.
Whereas I think Stranger in Paradise is done with this sense of irony of like, haha, we're doing this crap. Which, you know, I think in terms of what it was going for, it nails it. It's just a matter of how much do you like what it's going for.
You know, that's honestly that's pretty fair, honestly. It definitely didn't work for me, but that is a pretty fair like argument. I actually do agree with that.
Yeah, it's not like my favorite game or even like close, but it's one of those things where I can go, yeah, you were going for the bit, and I respect you went for the bit. I respect you went all in on the bit, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man, our debates are not nearly as funny as they were when we were younger, where we would just yell and be assholes. We got soft in our old age.
No, I'm always hard, man. It's not even that. It's just the kind of things we save our anger for.
Well, also too, we've gotten more mature on channel and can analyze things better than we did when we were
worse
like.
things to be angry. There are just worse things to be angry about now.
Well, also
right,
too, we
yeah.
can analyze things a lot better because we're older, a bit more mature.
Yeah, it wasn't only until like a few years later where I was like, oh yeah, FF10 is actually pretty deep, or at least it's going for a lot more complicated things than haha ride the shoe puff.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think things like the shoe puff is like sort of atypical wacky Japanese sort of concept, you know.
But I'm gonna defend Ride the Shoe Puff and shit like that because
I'm not ranting about it.
Oh,
I'm
no,
saying it's that.
I feel like I need to do this as the person who used to be the 10 hater. So stuff like that and like goofier, lighter shit, I think is genuinely a good thing to have in a more serious story because it does break things up and can break the tension up here and there for the player or audience, so everything isn't just so dour.
Thing is that I think that it's like quintessentially like the sort of wacky Japanese sort of comedy thing. You know, it's the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, only really Japan would pull this.
Well, yeah, because Japan will,
so...
and it'll do it with sincerity, which is what makes it work. It's so like the reason why we make fun of stuff like MCU is because you can tell that they're embarrassed. Where when you're looking at stuff like MCU, they're like, oh man, isn't that silly? Sinestro, hardy har har har.
He's called Sinestro, like sinister.
They really call you Doctor Doom?
Yeah, it's all crap like that, you know. Oh, I thought we're using our fake names. Whereas all like Shoe Puff, like Rides the Shoe Puff is like completely done with. I mean, it's intended to be comedy, but it's not done in the sense of going, oh, look how cringe this is. It's going like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
it's quirky.
It's just a quirky little thing in the world, and I kind of like that, honestly.
I guess just Rides the Shoe Puff.
These are just a wacky little fantasy thing, and they just do this, and you know what?
Yeah,
I like that.
I'll say it now. Lampshade hanging, drawing like self-referential humor or self-deprecatingly referential humor is a crutch.
Yes, I agree.
Like, it is 100% just we're bad. We don't know how to do this with any kind of actual like tact or finesse. So
or sincerity.
We're going to do this. We're going to make our little snide jab and pretend that we're oh so fucking clever.
Like, funny enough, we can use DMC for this. It's like there's a difference between, say, like DMC trying to do a fucking joke where they put on the stupid wig and go not in a million years, and Dante doing fucking Michael Jackson dances in 5 with all sincerity, while Nico's like, yeah, shit, I love that shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah, and it's kind of one of those things where it's very much like the Western development or Western sort of mindset tends to lean more into the whole, oh no, this is embarrassing.
Because they are afraid of being looked at as immature, and it's definitely is more of a Western thing.
And that's the other thing. What really went against 10 at the time was the stigma against anime.
Yeah. It's not even, to be fair, it's not even just, well, anime was one of the targets because it would be unabashedly like colorful and shit like that. But in general, it's like this thing about if anything looks bright, then therefore it is childish, and I can't have that. I don't want. I'm mature. I'm a mature adult. I can't have that.
Yeah, this ain't your daddy's the Smurfs movies.
Literally that kind of stuff. Ow, ow, ow. Nice job, she says after I get zapped like 4 times.
Yeah, well.
But
it's Jessie for you. She's horned out of her mind.
Yeah, that's fair. But
she is horny on main all the goddamn time.
But and it's also kind of one of the things that I respect about honestly most media outside of like American one, where they just seem to be more embarrassed by quote unquote silly shit.
Yeah. Like, and kind of sort of proven by the success of things like manga over a lot of American comic books, is that
manga
the
manga is only in America only loses out to stuff like Captain Underpants and Dogman.
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute.
You know what they do? They commit to the fucking bit.
Exactly.
I've never once looked at Captain Underpants and thought, what a serious guy he must be. What deep rich storytelling can I learn from Captain Underpants? I'm like, there's a guy, he's got underpants. Yeah, it pretty much makes sense.
Got underpants. He's a captain.
Yeah. What more do you need to know? I've never read any of the books. Someone in my secondary school class did do a book report on Captain Underpants though, which I thought was a bit, well, that was a bit weird.
That was
This was
weird.
like when we were well, this is when we were like teenagers, like 13, 14. I did The Hobbit because, I just wanted to flex that I could read.
I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4.
You're doing better than Valve then.
I like this sweeper mech design. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a good like grunt robot. It's cool.
And it's a great sort of legacy design as well because, it's sort of cropped up in past game, or it resembles the sprites of previous like units from games before it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll say also the combat does feel pretty good so far.
Oh, that's the other thing to say about the FF7 remake. No point can anybody ever say they half-arsed it.
Nah, even from what little I'm playing right now, and like I said, this is other than like I fighting the two like first like goons, like groups of goons. I not playing it. Like this is my first impression of it. I'm like, no, I like this already. I can already see how they're using like status elements and effects even this early on, which is something I think is really important for when you're doing a action RPG versus just an action game.
Yeah.
Because cause like a good action RPG to me is one that like encompasses that kind of stuff. A bad one is one where it just plays like an action game but watered down. At least for me.
With some RPG elements.
Yeah,
Take this perk that increases your damage by 3%.
Which to me that's a bad action RPG because then you just have it lacks the RPG elements and it lacks the action elements that I like. So at that point I'd rather just play something else. And obviously, too, you want to make the combat feel like... You want to make it feel like you're hitting shit. I wanted to go that way. I wanted to explore, Jesse. Jesus, God, fuck. God.
Yeah, she,
Damn. Jesus. Making me crawl down the fucking big-ass ladder. What a thrill.
Yeah, it's technically relevant. This was recorded the day after April 30th.
Huh.
MGS2 day.
I didn't even think of that. You're right. One day I should do MGS.
We have to do MGS2 next year now.
True.
Because we have to do it on April 30th.
You're absolutely right.
You can't finish the whole game in one day.
No.
No, you do it. You set it up so that the game ends on April 30th.
Ah. But, yeah, at some point I want to buy the PC ports of those games. Because that would be an easy way to also stream them.
Yeah. And they'd be fairly easy games to stream because we could just talk over all the cutscenes.
Like we always do!
Yeah, well.
The most quiet I was during cutscenes was literally before you got in, where I was just sitting there like, oh, this is neat.
Yeah, it's definitely a game that I would recommend, like, doing a playthrough on your own.
I'm still reading, like, the fucking, like, subtitles. And the voice acting is good. I mean, this is modern Square, where they're like, alright, yeah, we're gonna get voice actors in. Like, voice actors.
And only sometimes get very minor celebrities in.
Yeah.
Like, Sephiroth is voiced by, like the Superman from the Arrow show.
We also did do him in a couple of the other things, I believe. Oh wait, did they switch it from? I'm thinking of, what's his name? Fuck.
No, the only other thing they did was Crisis Core with these actors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The remake of Crisis Core remaster.
Yeah.
But But yeah, so Sephiroth is the voice, or is voiced by the guy who is Superman in the Superman and Lois show / the Arrowverse. But you know that's over.
Arrowverse doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned.
Taking over from George Newbern, who was the voice of Sephiroth, but also the voice of Superman in Justice League because Tim Daly was unavailable.
Yeah, he was too busy being on TV again.
I'm just here for the paycheck.
Selfish asshole.
Then do the damn job.
I do like, I'm here with a paycheck. Want to do the damn job! Fucking love Barrett.
Yeah, I think they said even when they were recording the final episodes of Superman the Animated Series, like Tim Daly was usually recorded alone because they had a really hard time scheduling him.
Damn. Yeah, I think I've said before that FF7 is one of the few games where I just love every party member.
Yeah, no, they're
Even
all
Kate
good.
Sith.
Used to not, but you know, rebirth.
Well, we'll see how I feel about K-Sith, to be fair, because I forget these things half the time.
Kate
September
Sith was
20,
my grandma's favorite character.
20 or 30. I'm not sure if it matters, 20 or 30 minutes for the timer.
Yeah. It's just how quick do you want. It just depends on how long it think it'd take you to beat Scorpion.
I'll put it at 30
Also
since
how
it's my
much you
first
wanna
time.
I don't think you actually get anything if you do it the shorter one.
I don't think so.
I'll just put it at 30 since I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Heads up.
It's
Also,
so
Barrett will
weird.
make fun of you.
Yeah, well. I'll make fun of you no matter what you do.
Yes, it's like Barrett will insult you no matter what.
Until like halfway point, Barrett is not your bro.
I'm pretty sure, like, if you set this shorter time, he's like, "Oh, you're trying to show off, huh?"
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah,
There's
I
no-
figured no matter what, he would be annoyed.
There's no winning with Barrett until like
It's like
there's-
it's like Dojima and the coffee. You can't impress him no matter what you say.
you know.
How do you
Yeah,
take
like-
your coffee black? Don't try to sound tough, you sissy. Cream? Oh, coming right up, madam. Surprise me. Ah!
I do like the go into abilities menu thing where it slows down. That is pretty cool.
yeah.
It looked good when I saw like gameplay of it. It's just, you know, it's different when you're in the piloting seat and can push the buttons yourself.
The compromise for only having a sort of it's the compromise for the core gameplay not being turn-based. There is a turn-based mode, but I never used it.
I did see that was an option, but I was like, that's not really how this game is built, and I know that, so didn't
Yeah.
really bother with it.
Also doesn't help a lot with the super bosses.
Hello, lightning magic? Do you even know how to use materia?
You got Integrate right, so we'll probably be doing the Yuffie chapter at some point.
Oh yeah, I do plan to do the Yuffie chapter when that's available. I know she's got some crazy abilities in this game.
Yeah. She gets a bit more expanded upon in Rebirth.
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
Makes me wonder what they're going to do to Vincent in the third game.
Your brilliant plan, genius.
I mean, Sid's fairly obvious, right? He'll jump. He'll jump on people. He's a jumper. He jumps on people. And abuses his wife.
That's what I do. I jump on people and hit my wife because I'm sick.
Damn, Sid used his ultimate limit break, spousal abuse. It's okay, she's into it.
I do love Cloud and Barrett's banter. It's fun.
Oh yeah, they are bros.
Even if they don't know it yet.
Well, I think part of the advantage of this game is that because characters are voiced, it's a lot easier to just have them chime in and bant. Whereas obviously in the past it'd be like wading through reams of text, and half of Barrett's text is like censored.
Yeah, where he was just cussing all the time.
It's not even like logical cussing. A lot of times it's like they just made random words of his sentences censored to make it look like he was swearing all the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of stuff like that in the game where they weren't saying half the shit they make you think. Oh god. Pain, Pecco. Okay. Give that to Barrett.
Gotta heal up.
Yeah, you're supposed to. The anime AI always like jumps to pick on whoever you're controlling.
Oh yeah, that's how a lot of games work. Ooh, wait.
So like you're supposed to switch frequently, so it can't keep up.
I thought what you're supposed to do is junction Ifrit to Squall and, and damage.
No, that's in the remake of 8.
Oh.
Another barrier?
No, you have to play the Song of Storms.
Get right on that.
There was another thing with that guy because he thought like for some reason when he was fighting the mini boss of the volcano, he's like, what if I play the Song of Storms? That'll put out the fire, and it did absolutely nothing. And everyone was like, that's not gonna work. He's like, no, this is a genius plan. You'll see. So now I was like, have you tried playing the Song of Storms?
Oh yeah, did you see Blue Dog finally won a race? From Majora's Mask.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Took him 25 years and he did it. Just goes to show you what hard work, perseverance, and someone simulating a contest like 8 million times will do for you.
Finally! Victory for Blue Dog! I am the greatest!
He didn't do that in the original.
What, win?
Guard Scorpion, I mean.
Oh. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I forgot the part where Guard Scorpion fired a bunch of missiles and dropped flaming debris on you.
Gotta do something for the remake. Because otherwise he'd just stick his tail up and die in like 2 shots like a wimp.
Yeah.
God Scorpion is not a hard fight.
Unless you keep attacking when the tail is up because you don't understand the gimmick.
Yeah, because Barrett's saying, stop attacking while its tail is up. Although actually, doesn't the original translation say to attack it while its tail is up?
Well, it says attack while its tail is up, and it'll counterattack with its laser. But you know, a lot of people didn't understand the way they translated it.
Yeah. Good old original. Good old original.
Well, because that was a literal translation probably of how they said it in Japanese. Because that's
Yeah.
Japanese doesn't like Japanese often doesn't have the equivalent of it or the. So there's probably something like attack while his tail is up. It'll counterattack with his laser. With the pause is supposed to be taken for punctuation or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I do wonder how someone's like.
Someone said Japanese is the one language where you can talk like a caveman and it doesn't sound stupid.
Yeah, probably. I always like when you watch like something subtitled and then like you pick out like things that have been said like way before the next like line of subtitles would reveal like the thing you've already heard. You know when they clearly say a character's name, you're like, wait, that character's name's not in the subtitles. Then it cuts to the next, and then the next ones kick in. There it is.
Yeah, because the
Where they
sentence structure is often reversed.
yeah. But yeah.
You should probably say that limit until the next time he's staggered. Bad you didn't listen to me.
That's fine.
Oh, never mind. You would have lost the stagger anyway.
Limit.
One thing that's annoying about remake is that if you stagger it, but it's time to progress into the next stage of the fight, it's just like, oh nope, no more.
No stagger.
No stagger. Yeah, Rebirth at least is patient enough to wait until the stagger bar is gone before it's like, all right, time for the next phase of the fight.
Yeah.
Which means if you pull off some of those incredible combos, you can completely one-shot bosses.
What was your favourite team in Rebirth, out of curiosity? Because you don't really get teams in this game.
Like the team I made or the team the game forced me to go with?
The team you made.
I think my go-to team was Cloud, Barrett, and Kate Sith. Because I didn't have the skill to use UFE properly.
Yeah, fair. I think mine was Cloud T for Red 13.
Yeah, I did use Red 13 a lot too.
I still love that cutscene you showed me of Red 13 essentially entering the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament.
Ah, yeah. Time to duel, motherfuckers.
What do you mean animals aren't allowed? I can talk.
Yeah. It's fine as long as he keeps moving, nobody will question it.
I like the kid in the crowd being fucking disturbed by him, just being like, "Mommy?"
Mommy, I'm scared. So am I. So am I. So am I.
Don't look at him directly, sweetheart.
How can anybody suspect anybody with moves like that of being a dog?
Also, I gotta say, man, this game is pretty well optimized. Because a game like this runs on the Steam Deck, for God's sakes. I think Rebirth does too. I'm not running it off the Steam Deck right now. I just know it's verified.
Is that the new forklift certified? I'm Steam Deck verified.
You hear that? Damn thing showed you how it's done.
Come on.
Too
I
late,
didn't see-
Sonic. I am now forklift certified. Oh my god.
Oh shit!
You know what's fun? You know what's really funny is that after we finished Kingdom Hearts, I think Snapcube are doing a Kingdom Hearts dub.
Oh yeah, they did say. Well, I knew they were working on it, but they put out their trailer. I'm looking forward to that. Me and some buddies already said the second it drops, we're doing an immediate movie night of it, essentially.
Nice.
So so me and some buddies are really looking forward to that.
Somebody wants.
Also, I will say that Scorpion boss is pretty fun for especially for a intro boss.
Yeah.
Like that was a fun little fight. And it does a good job of being like, hey, you should look for this stuff to hit. Like, so there's like an actual like strategy to it, and I like that.
This is the thing, like I said, this game has incredible presentation.
Oh yeah, I mean Square games always do. Even like when I'm not a fan of them, they always have really good presentation. Can't believe Jesse's dead already. I'm
Shut
sure.
it coming.
Look, okay? Help a girl out, would you? My
Jesse's
hero.
dead, baby.
Hey, we'll link up over there. Look out.
Nobody kills Jesse Raspberry.
Except for, you know.
Falling debris.
Yeah, I'll do it.
This way.
I mean, that's her big weakness. I mean, look, falling debris almost killed her here. Falling debris eventually kills her.
Foreshadowing? Question mark, question mark, question mark, game theory?
Game theorized. Sometimes I wish I could jump off these ladders.
Well,
Listen, if I see crates, I'm gonna fucking smash them. I've already been trained that they give me shit.
less than nitro crates.
Whoa!
Oh,
I don't know if I do a Crash game. Maybe if I did it, it'd be like, okay, I'll play Crash 3, but I'm not getting all the fucking crystals. Or gems.
counterpoint, do a Crash game, but do Crash Team Racing.
Be focused. I'll freak out if I don't talk.
Have it your way.
The voice casting in this is pretty damn good, though. Like, they definitely picked good VAs for everybody.
Yeah. Even in, like, the next game, where some of the VAs didn't even know who they were reading for when they went in.
But then,
Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Matt Mercer famously did not know he was reading for Vincent Valentine.
Interesting.
They were like, oh yeah, he did the audition, read some lines, and then like, oh, by the way, you're Vincent Valentine. You might have heard of this character?
I don't know. I don't think I know this one.
And then Red 13 is, I never remember his name, but it's Ryuji from Persona 5.
Oh, okay. For real?
For real. No cap. I think who else is like super notable that wasn't like. Well, I mean, Erica. I never remember how to say her last name, but she's in.
There's too many, so I'm like, I know, I recognize Jesse's VA.
Yeah.
Cause that's Futaba.
Yeah.
She's a number of roles. There's Magilu in Tales of Berseria. Catalina in the Grand Blue fighting game.
Mm.
Well, that thing's blown up. But yeah, no,
terrorism.
but yeah, no, they have some a good voice picks.
We did it, everyone. We saved the planet by blowing up a chunk of it.
And they did a good job translating those old designs into this style.
Mm.
Like designs that were honestly really made for like a game that were like Lego blocks with only like a 2D art before, and like Advent Children essentially were your like references you could use, and the Advent Children designs were so different than the old ones.
They were of their time, and that time was 2006.
Crazy how the 15 designs also look like they're from 2006.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, just one of these games. It's nice to have a game that like is massively anticipated and then has like seems to have like a lot of development hell, but then comes out and is like
Good.
Yeah.
So honestly, I wasn't sure about this game because they've been working on this game for like. I think they started this when I was like at the end of high school. I think it's been a long time because I think they were working on this back on the PS2, weren't they?
Not back on the PS2. I think tail end of PS3 they might be.
Okay, so
like
that would
they
be at
announced it
college
ages
then.
ago. Yeah, I think you might have been in college when they started.
There we go, he's dead. I do like how easy it is to swap between the characters.
Yeah.
Because some games do make it a little cumbersome to swap in this kind of style game.
Yeah, it's especially useful because combat gets quite hectic, especially later on when you've got like bosses who are preparing like huge fuck off attacks.
Giant like turn the ground into Legos and shit kind of moves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they really did a good job translating the art and aesthetic of the ancient fucking PS1 game into this. Without it being like without it being made like quote unquote modern, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm especially glad they kept a bunch of the sillier stuff in.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, living in a modern day world where fucking Hell House can show up.
Which is good, because that's kind of part of the identity of it, you know?
Like I said before, part of it is that it's so uniquely Japanese, and that's what makes these games succeed. That sort of like slightly ridiculous air to it all.
Yeah. It's why whenever I'm always sad when like a Japanese studio's like, okay, we want to try to be more American. I'm like, please don't. I like your stuff because I really like the way you do your aesthetic and your storytelling. That's why I play those. When I want something that's more uniquely American, I go for that. You know?
Americans don't know what the fuck they want.
That's true.
Don't give it to them. Design your
Debris
shit
again.
If I couldn't, believe me, you'd be the first to know.
I'll take that as a yes.
Oh. Man, though, it is kind of incredible that they kept like the Avalanche background still.
Yeah.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
I was half expecting them to sort of go really soft on the whole Avalanche like eco-terrorists. And it's like, nope, open this the game, load the fuck out of this reactor.
And Nomura's like, no, I ain't going soft. Fuck that.
Funny to them for it to come out that Nomura was like actually one of the people who was more pushing for stuff to be closer to the original than.
Yeah, that was actually one thing I was surprised about when I learned. I was like, oh, huh.
Or of all people, he was like, no, I want this to be as close to the original as possible.
Looks like we
So, you know, good for him, I guess.
Yeah.
with nothing but a few scratches to show. Think you might have overdone it?
I followed the instructions to the letter. Maybe it triggered a reaction with the monk.
All I know is that one of the things I know about this is this translation's a lot better than the original 7 translation in terms of accuracy.
Well, I don't think I guess spoilers, Aerith's not going to tell you this guy are sick.
After all,
Yeah.
it had better have.
And Tifa's not going to drop you with the hard R slur.
That'd be just down there.
Although if she said it, I think I'd be okay with it.
You got it.
Okay, but which one of the characters in 7 would you say would be the most likely to do it?
In 7, the most likely to drop a slur, Sid.
They're
Yeah.
everywhere.
He's old. He's the ripe old age of 26.
The air in here reeks.
He's dropping that first slur because he just doesn't know better. He's from a different time.
He ain't got no internet.
Man, what is that? I've never smelled anything so
But yeah, once we're done with the intro, it's probably where I'll stop for today.
It's me. Gotta do
Next
Yeah,
week I'll try to
beat
do the longer one.
Yeah, I mean, beating up on Scorpion's like a good intro as well.
Yeah, no, it's good. I want to do this mostly blind because it'll be fun to do while we're also bullshitting.
It'll be interesting.
And I haven't played the original 7 in a long time.
Yeah, they'll be playing the stuff where you're like, was that from the original? And we'll have to say yes or no.
Yeah, because my memory on it is pretty spotty. Because there's that one map that's like the infamous one where it's like, where the fuck am I supposed to go with like the broken down like construction arm thing? And I remember looking at it and trying to guess, and I got it completely wrong.
Hmm.
How much farther do we have to go?
Because I was trying to go by like the light sources, because I'm thinking about how like a lot of modern games direct players where they use light sources and shit like that to like draw the eye,
That's about
which wasn't always a consistent thing back in like the PS1 era. Even when they would fake lighting using textures and stuff like that.
hot shower.
Yeah.
I will say I do like this destroyed sewer system that we're running through. It looks good. Like the atmosphere of it's really good.
Fire in the hole!
Jesse's response to everything is blow it up. I mean, I get it.
You sure told those doors.
Let that be a lesson to anything that gets in my way.
I do like the little materia gem that's inside the Buster Sword.
Attention all citizens. Attention all citizens.
Like, I just like how the way it shines.
The Shinra Emergency Operations Center. Unidentified
Hmm.
intruders have detonated a bomb inside.
One of the other things that is fun about this game is that, or specifically, the sort of remakes, is they make it so that every weapon is unique. So it's not, one's not necessarily better, so some aren't better than the other, although you do want to use everyone to unlock their abilities. But if you prefer like the visual of Buster Sword, then it's not like it's not massively different from like the Hard Edge or
I do remember
you
you
are-
saying something like that.
yeah. So you are incentivized to
Find what works for your... try everything out to get abilities and pick the one that works best for your playstyle and aesthetic.
mm,
And also for a situation, because some of them are better for certain situations.
The first reactor, and the planet
Yeah.
won't be safe till we get the rest.
Yeah. We always knew this was gonna get messy.
I do like the touch...
It's only the beginning.
The way that they made the Avalanche agents designs in this game, where they like pulled up essentially what they had was essentially just a blob and not really any real illustrative art, and turned it into a character.
I know you're in pain, just like the planet.
I mean, also making Biggs and Wedge and Jesse actual characters.
Yeah, where they really weren't in the original. Like they were, but like in the loosest, nicest way you can call them a
They-
character.
The closest you get is that Jesse like says some. Jesse has some line about thinking Cloud is cute, and Wedge being fat, and Biggs just being like, "Guys, let's be serious."
Yeah.
What's our next move?
Like that's kind of the end all be all of their personality.
Which I mean makes sense when you think about it, considering like, by if this was 7, we would be like getting ready to be the halfway point of this section of the game, essentially.
If this was 7, we'd probably be doing Airbuster by now, or getting close to Airbuster.
We'll split up and shoot for the last train home. Regroup in the freight car. Got it?
They do a really good
Well,
job of the lighting in
they
this
had to do
game.
something to drag out the
Yeah,
story here. Like half
Yeah.
the cast doesn't even get introduced in this game.
You can have it.
Man, honestly, like they do a good job with the lighting work in this game. Like this is really good. Like it doesn't have that like what a lot of modern games have, where the lighting is just kind of flat. Like there's definitely like atmosphere to this, and I really like it. It looks great.
Mm.
That's kind of why I wanted to do this blind, so I can kind of be like, ooh, on stream.
Also, part of the problem with doing this is that you don't hear the soundtrack, but the soundtrack.
Oh no,
is
I do.
great
The
for
soundtrack is
both of
great.
these.
Of course not. It's healing materia.
You can have it for saving my life.
And I remember when I listened to like the Japanese version of the Corneo Land theme from Rebirth, and I was like, wait a second, that's Vice.
You were there.
Why is Vice in this game?
Because he can sing cool.
Survival can be a matter of luck
Yeah,
or skill. You can't rely on luck.
but hey.
Words to live by.
So how's your week been, Sabo? We never got round to asking because we were distracted.
You do know how to
A good video game does that.
Yeah.
Right?
Nature is destroying me, but otherwise I'm good.
Oh yeah, allergies too. I gotta take.
Allergies and high winds.
High
Because
wind?
Because the temperature keeps fluctuating 30 degrees every day.
Yeah, like today it's like tomorrow it's gonna be fucking summer again, temperature wise. That sucks.
I mean, I don't care about the temperature. I just want it to stay, because when it goes up and down by like 30 degrees, it means the winds pick up.
remember to use it, huh? Well, see you on the train.
But it's not. But that's not fair because it's not Wednesday anymore.
Before I hit the save, I just want to look at this environment here. Like, oh, this looks so good. Like, I love this set. This is a good set piece. This is so good.
Where is he? Is he still in Sector 5 or is he in Sector 7?
This is
Sector 5.
yeah, because I don't. I mean, I could trigger the next area. It's fine. But like, this just looks so good. Yeah, the one of them just said, is it those eco-terrorists?
One thing about this game's soundtrack that's kind of funny is a lot of the soundtrack, especially in the early game, is just teasing you about getting the FF7 battle theme.
This could collapse at any moment. If you
Like, it's woven into a bunch of different tracks, so you never quite get the full one until quite a bit.
Oh, I just noticed because I now have 2 materials. Both slots are now filled on the sword. That's cool.
Yes, you'll see the materia slots on the weapons be filled, and they will also match the colors of the materials you put in.
That is cool. I like that. I don't think like the details like that are necessarily necessary in every video game, but it's cool when they're there. You know?
Also, every weapon does have its own unique model, so you will see it on the characters. It's mostly obvious for like Cloud and Barrett because their weapons are big. And
Yeah.
take out bullet chunks of the model. but all of Tifa's like gloves are different.
I still like this one combo clip I saw of Tifa, where they had Tifa just kind of standing there, like looking all innocent, and a guy was coming up behind her with a bat, about to hit her, then she immediately turns around, parries him, and then starts juggling him around. It was really funny. That's why I'm really looking forward to unlocking her, because I really want to try her out. She looks fun.
Well, good news.
Cloud's weapon is the most obvious because Barrett and Tifa just gonna have them on their hands. And
yeah.
Well, Barrett's is his hand.
Well, yeah.
And his hand is bigger than most people's heads.
It's true.
And Aerith just kind of pulls her staff out of nowhere.
You don't want to know.
So somewhere under that dress.
Same place you pulled that fucking chair, am I right?
I love the chair clip. I don't know the context or anything like that, but just seeing her whack someone with a chair is great. Or threaten to, I should say, I guess. Because I've only seen her, like, lifting it up.
I mean, Yuffie does the same thing, which is, a lot harder to think about.
She's a ninja.
She's a ninja. She has a folded up pointy shuriken down her pants.
She's a ninja, it's fine. She pulls out the ninja pants. It's her ninja way.
Hi, Superman.
Sounds like every time she moved the wrong way, she'd stab herself horribly.
You think so, and yet...
I saw like a fan comic thing that I guess is what Yuffie and Barrett's dynamic is in Rebirth, where it's like her like like hitting herself in the head going dummy dummy dummy, him going kids these days, and then her going, oh Barrett, you're the greatest. The kids are all right.
I think their relationship can be defined by a very specific point, which is Yuffie has her whole thing of like hating having motion sickness, and there's a point where Barrett can basically decide how fast or slow a minecart's gonna go.
He goes fast, doesn't he?
No, you choose.
You choose.
Go fast or easy.
You have player choices, and the choices do matter, sort of.
The choice is
only
make her vom or make her not vom.
Yeah. Now, I think Yuffie's dynamic is best summed up where she's like, haha, keep up, old man, and then you get to, like, the town where his hits him, and she's like, hey, don't be mean to him.
Only I am allowed.
Yeah.
Basically, bratty kid.
Yeah.
A bratty kid to her uncle, essentially.
A bratty kid, a bratty kid, but then she's like, but I really like you, but they'll never know.
You're not real.
No one will ever believe you.
I am.
Then you have Red 13, who is a good boy.
Oh, you need not remind me. It was the crown.
It's like, you hate Shinra? I hate Shinra.
That was then, and this is now. I have a favor to
It'd be interesting when Dan gets that scene with Yuffie.
slowly,
You know the one.
silently, painfully.
Yeah, everything was going fine.
To see the planet suffer.
You know, when everyone's having
yeah,
we're all having us. Yeah.
I remember that. Rebirth.
Yeah.
For the planet to die.
When Rufus Alberea showed up.
Your hometown burns so bright.
God, imagine if they got DC Douglas to voice Rufus Shinra.
Plead
God.
spare you. The shiver
I
He
mean,
would have died.
yielding to cold.
yeah.
Yeah, did you guys see there's that special collector's edition, or there's that special, like, replica ornament for they're releasing in, like, conjunction with Trails in the Sky FC remake?
No, I didn't see this. I didn't even know they put. I didn't even know they put out like a release date or anything yet.
This one
Yeah, it doesn't come with the fucking game, though.
What?
simple thing.
No, it's 200, but
Run.
it's £200, so that's like $4,000 in your money
You have to leave.
these days.
Yeah, these days. Yeah.
You have to live.
I mean, it looks nice. It's just crazy that there's no game with any of this.
I'll look at it later. But I mean, I'm good. I have a Estelle like statue they released like I think it was like late last year. That's really nice. So I'm good on like collectibles for it.
Hold on to that hate.
Please note that British Supply Box does not include the game.
Yeah.
It's coming out in fall 2025.
Yeah, the game's coming out soon.
I was gonna say, wait, when's the next one coming out?
I don't think they've announced the one after thing, have they?
No, I mean, what about the last one in the
All right, you got this.
what
Oh,
they
you
call
mean
it?
what? You mean like the third Calvard game?
Yeah, the third Calvary game. When's that
Yeah,
coming out?
this year.
So they're both coming out this year?
I assume Sky first chapter's coming out slightly. You know what? I'll check.
Oh yeah, speaking of price stuff, Xbox did confirm. Yep, everything's gonna be $80 now.
Well, yeah. So I'm
Everything,
not gonna get.
not just the expensive games.
As far as I probably just the AAA. That's my guess, but I'm not 100%.
So apparently the listings have been put up for Sky first chapter for release on September 25th.
Oh, nice. I definitely want to get that. Because what's funny is I was thinking about replaying it around time they announced it. Like, oh wait, I'll just wait for the remake and then just get that and play it that way.
And then have to wait some years to get the rest of the game.
Besides, I got a lot of RPGs on my docket right now. Like I haven't even picked up the Claire game because I'm like, yeah, that looks great, but I already have so many RPGs on my docket. You know? Because I still want to play Metaphor after so I'm wrapping up Ronin, then I want to go back and finish Visions of Mana, then play Metaphor, and that's all. Those are all big ones. Well, Visions isn't super long, but like Metaphor is gonna be like the one that's like an eternity because it's a fucking Atlas game. But I heard the Eclair Expedition 33 is really good. One of my friends is playing it. Wait, is that an item right there?
Don't let the intruder escape.
Security's everywhere.
Okay, I can't go that way. I saw it look like an item, and they're like, nope, can't go that way.
No items.
Damn.
Fox Island, final destination.
Shit. Oh, hi, Aerith.
Oh look, it's Aerith. Check notes. Aerith?
Ares!
Oh. Hey, you met the flower girl,
You are too weak to save anyone,
who I'm sure will not be important.
not even yourself.
Are you okay? Hey, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Aerith's like, well, now I'm gonna insert myself into your life. You're not escaping.
Oh,
That's right. It's a gift. You know, for scaring those
look,
things
he
away.
reminds her of someone.
What things?
Never mind.
Wonder what that could be. I wonder who that could be.
Could be anyone.
Just my luck.
It could be you.
Could even-
It could be. It could even be me. It could even be.
You know, he's a Sephiroth clone. We're all thinking it.
I'm good.
Well, it's obvious. He's a Sephiroth clone. Watch, he'll turn to Sephiroth any second now.
When was the last time you saw a real flower, huh? Plus, it'll make your girlfriend's day. I guarantee it.
How much?
Well, that depends on the customer. In your case, it's on the
I
house.
like that her prices are depends on the customer. Don't be stupid. I'll take it. Which one? Do you want me to be rude or be nice?
Be nice.
Lovers used to give these when they were reunited.
I mean, I don't have any hatred for Aerith, so me personally, so I don't have any real reason to be rude.
Dangerous things.
I like her fine enough.
I'm sure you are. So,
So keep your distance.
Man, the lip syncing in this game is really good.
you think someone's out to get you?
It's something I just really noticed.
Relax. No one's going to attack you. I promise.
Like the animations for like the talking and like the moving, they're really good.
Blue. You shouldn't be out here trying to sell.
Ah, the paralysis demons are back. Damn, don't you hate it when you put on the one ring and the wraiths show up?
Yeah. It's not happened that often, so
Oh.
I'd say they do. Oh yeah, that War of the. I wonder if that War of the Rohirrim anime movie is any good or not.
Don't know.
One of those things where it's kind of a movie I'm not sure I trust public opinion, because I feel like the people who would watch Lord of the Rings are also not like people who would appreciate animation. As like condescending as that sounds. Like it's, I don't know, it just feels...
Nice meeting you.
Oh, well,
Ugh.
time to beat up some mooks again. Listen, I just got this pretty flower, and I'm gonna beat you up while wearing it.
Get his ass. You didn't fight Gilgamesh in Rebirth, did you, Sabo?
No, I never finished that.
Yeah.
I should probably play through the game again. I finished it once and I was like, all right. Now what do I do?
Yeah, it's the game. It's one of those things where every so often I'm like, oh, I kind of feel like I should play it again, but I'm also like, I also feel like I need to play Rebirth or Remake again before going into Rebirth. And then that's like, well, suddenly we've gone from like 100 hours to
150
hours.
140,
Yeah.
150, yeah. Because I know you said
I'm
this
like-
game's about like 40, 50.
Yeah, roughly. Kind of, as I said, it's pretty linear, so it's mostly depends on how long you want to bash your head against certain super bosses.
Which way do I go? So that gate's closed, and there's a bunch of dorks there.
Arrest anyone who looks suspicious.
How do I get around? So I can't go through that. It's inaccessible. Is that door openable? I don't think so. There's shit. Yeah, I didn't think so. Maybe there's a door over here, because this is all lit up. No. Maybe I just fight these guys. Yeah, I just fight these guys.
Oh. Well, apart from that, it's also been a bit of a slow week.
Yeah, I can't really think of whole much that's been going on my front. I mean, like, literally the only news that really popped in my mind is like, yep, $80 is going to be the standard for like major releases, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever a doubt. I feel like it was always the case of as soon as someone did it, everyone was gonna.
They were all going to be like, all right, as long as someone did it, unless it like didn't sell well, which immediately Mario Kart did because it's fucking Mario Kart. Nintendo fans only play Nintendo games. Well, specifically only Nintendo games with Mario or Zelda on them.
Damn you all. How am I supposed to hoard my money and still have stuff?
I don't know.
Was never in doubt.
I swear I
know how to
recognize
figure it
Cloud's
out.
voice actor in this game, but I can't put my finger on it.
I can't think of anyone that you might know, but
Like, there's something about, like, you speaking, I was like, it's ringing a bell, but I'm not quite sure where. I do like the semi, like 30s-ish kind of, like, cars that they use for this game.
yeah,
It's a good aesthetic.
has a kind of 50s vibe, yeah.
Oh god, get off me, doggo. Is there a... Okay, I just have to take it for a bit, okay.
Let me look on the IMDb what you might know him from. He's in Teen Wolf, the TV series.
Nah, I haven't seen that.
I think that was it. This is claim to fame.
Oh, yeah, I got
Yeah.
nothing. I don't know. Maybe just
Yeah,
one of those
I've
kind of like voices.
Yeah, maybe, because I'm scrolling through this and I'm like, none of these seem like anything you would know.
No, Aerith's VA is just some like YouTuber.
Yeah, she's a streamer. You can find like clips of her reacting to herself while she plays the game.
Which is funny. But she does a good job with Aerith, so...
Yeah.
I know, Yuffie's VA's done a couple of things before. But, you know, she's not here right now, the character. She won't be here for ages.
I know Tifa's was live wire and Young Justice, which I know because of the line you had Black Lightning.
Yeah. You know, for kids. Young Justice is for kids.
Not, I mean, the first 2 seasons were for kids, then they were on HBO Max, and they were like, oh. Finally.
They kind of did that thing where they honestly went too far on the other end, in my opinion, where the restrictions definitely helped them better.
I know.
When they were less restricted, they kind of fucked up more on the writing, in my opinion. It happens sometimes. Man, there's a lot of guys that want to try and kill me right now.
Well, you are a filthy terrorist.
Correct. But I'm so cool!
Terrorism is cool, kids.
You heard it here!
Hey, look, those reactors aren't gonna blow themselves up.
It's true.
Well, okay, some of it might actually.
Man, I really
Yeah.
do like the art direction so far. Like, the city looks good. Also, I like this has like older game physics for environmental things. You can just run into them and they'll flail around sometimes. It's really funny. I love that.
Yeah, I guess going back to the whole $8 game is probably that's not actually the price of games, because the price of games is
Oh, that's without the DLC.
yeah, that's without things like the day one DLC or the pre-order bonuses or the season pass or
Battle Pass.
yeah. So realistically, we've already breached $100 for games.
Oh yeah, a long time ago.
Price point. Just nobody wants to admit it. And well, you know, sometimes you get lucky because you get things like Xbox Game Pass or like Sony having surprise sales or Steam sales. Things like Nintendo, they never put shit on sale.
Yeah, because like I mean, like I said, I got this and Rebirth for $60 all together.
Yeah.
And that was when Rebirth was just getting released. So, like, I got 2 hefty games for the price of 1 new game, essentially. And, like, if I waited, probably, like... Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if by, like, say, like, even fall-ish, I'd probably get both of them together for even cheaper than that. I wouldn't be shocked. So, honestly, right now, I'm like, if unless I really, really want to play something, I don't care about waiting. Because I can save money that way.
Yeah. I think for me it would be a case of just being like more selective of what you get, like what you get like day one.
Yeah.
You know, price it into like, oh well, I'll get this game day one, and everything else I'll wait for it to be cheaper. And the sad thing is that because of the nature of how prices work, prices will never come down.
No. Once they put them up, they're like, nope, that's where we're keeping them now.
Yep.
And eventually, one day you're gonna get to the point where that's impossible to sustain. But you know, I'm sure we'll be in Fallout mode by then.
I mean, it's sort of already at that point where it's unsustainable. Where it's like unsustainable. Like, why do you think like so many AAA games have to make like $1 bajillion or they fucking fail?
Yeah. That's also why they don't even do double A games anymore.
Yeah. You only ever get like triple or quadruple A games
Yeah.
that require you to literally make $1 billion before they're even close to making their money back.
On the flip side, it's also why the indie scene has grown so much compared to what it used to be.
Yeah.
Because there are some awesome games in the indie scene. Hell, my game of the year last year was fucking Anton Blast, which is a fucking indie game.
Even like the big companies are pushing more for leaning more into indies, partially because they don't have to spend any money to develop these games, and they just gain money or gain a cut from their platform being used. But it's just better for people who are on more restricted incomes.
Yeah. I should probably heal.
Yeah, probably.
I honestly, so far too, I like the enemy designs, because one thing I made fun of in like 16 when I was playing it was when I tried playing it was a lot of enemies felt like I could just kind of like run at them, and they would just kind of run at me. So like when the dog grabbed me and started biting my throat, I was like, oh god, we have grapples here, huh?
Got a grappler here.
And what I mean, and I mean that as a good thing. Like, okay, cool. It means that the fights are going to be more interactive.
Mm.
Oh shit. He just told me I deserve to die. That's rude.
Harsh. Got the KYS on main. He went full low tier god on you.
He really did. He really fucking did. Like, as weird as it sounds, like, I kind of like the shield enemies are like, yeah, you gotta get around these guys and just stab them in the spinal column. Or wait for them to do an attack and you can stab them up front, like, twice, and then you gotta stop, otherwise you're gonna get knocked back.
Mm.
Like, I actually like that. It means that the combat isn't brainless. Even for, like, generic mooks. Because that is a complaint I have about a lot of action games, and even and especially a lot of our action RPGs. Like when we were talking about earlier about the difference between a good action RPG and a bad one, or at least, or even just a okay one.
Mm.
That's a lot of soldiers. Alright, time to kill him. Owie! You're out of your league, he says, getting juggled into the air.
Mm.
I should probably heal myself again. Okay, now it's time for you assholes. Oh, you brought an extra shield guy. His is red. That means he's stronger.
That does mean stronger.
Whew. Ow. No, I didn't want to hit you. I want to hit this guy behind you. There we go. Alright, now we play the game of picking targets. Alright. Die!
Suffer.
That clashed. Howie! You know, I would usually make a police brutality joke here, but considering what I did, you know, it makes sense. Honestly,
Save it for when Barrett's on screen and he'll start shooting at him.
can stagger you. There we go. Nice and staggered. Just the way I like, goon. There we go. Man, they sure have a lot of guys. I mean, I was surrounded a second ago, too, and it didn't really matter.
Thankfully, all worthless mooks.
It's true.
Especially compared to a soldier first class.
It's true. You know, I will say I do like their little SOCOM helmets. They're a good, like, evil military-looking group design. I like them.
Very good for making you forget there's people under there.
It's true.
Hiding their faces.
You know, when you stab them to death.
I mean, there was literally just a scene where one of the guys is like, "Wait a minute."
Assume the worst. I'm sure he's fine. You saw him in action, didn't you?
But I know you.
Guys
To humanize him. No. No, he doesn't say that. He says, "Wait a minute," and then the scene gets all staticky.
You think he's a keeper?
Which is, you know, is when Cloud's head is messing with him. I wonder what it could mean.
Yeah, basically once we get off once the train cutscene ends and I'm able to say that's where we'll stop for today. I end up going a little bit longer because I was like, I wanna get to the train. Gameplay is definitely really good.
I mean, at least clearing out this prologue chapter is pretty good. Good way, so you can just jump into the Sector 7 stuff.
Nicely done.
Like it's like I had to draw them away from the train. Nah, bro, you bumbled your way through this.
I mean, two things can be true.
You know, you're right.
Got a question for you all.
What?
Ever been attacked by an invisible enemy?
What?
Wearing robes. Came and went like the wind.
Thought they were invisible.
They were, at first. Only saw them after she grabbed me.
A new Shinra weapon, maybe?
More like a panic-induced hallucination.
Never mind.
Oh,
Forget I said anything.
Suit yourself. Come on, let's move up.
Man, Barrett is cool though. Okay. Yeah, this is where I'll stop for today. Oh, well, let's me save.
And in the freight car, too.
Shit.
Because of the evacuation order?
I think. Oh wait, I can save here. Cool. Yeah, this is where we'll stop for today.
You can pretty much save anywhere.
yeah.
Damn modern
Just
games
not in
do
mid.
easy saving.
But yeah.
Yelda, we could lose 2 hours worth of progress because of a glitch.
True.
It gave you soul.
Did it? Or were you just at a period of your life where you had enough free time where you didn't mind as much?
I mean, I lost 2 hours worth of progress playing an old game the other day, and I was angry, but, you know, I got over it.
You didn't. It's still inside you, festering. I can tell. You don't get over your anger.
Even
No,
now, the evil seed.
I just replayed the next 2 hours and didn't die that time.
Alright, yeah, it's, that'll do for today. It's time to leave.
Time to leave. Yeah.